Hi there, it's Michal here. Well, listen, I want to say something about resolutions. We have the season, the moment I record this video, we have a season to have those resolutions because of, Christmas for some people, for some, the New Year. Well, for someone else, it might be yes, because it's my birthday, so now I'm going to change something, do something with my life. Whatever the season is, well, listen, guys, it's the same rule that applies to it. Now it might be December, but well, what about spring? What about, yes, I need to look good for the summer. I have a resolution. I'll be now doing this and that. Well, listen, it usually doesn't work. Majority of the people is not going to last 2 weeks of those resolutions. And here is why, basically. We have two main driving forces that will push us to do things. First one is desperation, and the second one is inspiration. And now the question is, why do you act? Why do you want to change something? Because if it's out of desperation, it's going to be weak. You're gonna have to find new reasons why you're doing what you're doing. You need to, well, it's kind of like you will be looking for excuses to do the good things. And it's hard. As well, it's hard to follow through with everything because, well, if you're desperate and you're forcing yourself to do something in the first place, it's, it's going to be disaster in the end anyway. Because even if you succeed, you will pay for it with a huge amount of pain. That's the way it works. So then we have the other force, and that's inspiration. With inspiration, it's different because if you're inspired, your decision is strong. If you're inspired, you're self-motivated. Everything you do, every little thing that you did, and every little success, it's just heartwarming. It's fulfilling and compelling because you're moving forward, and it's enjoyable in the first place. Well, because simply you know you're on the right track and your life is changing. You moving forward with your life. And technically, just to sum it up, all you need to do to succeed is to decide what you want. And I think the word comes from Latin, decidere, or something similar. It's not important, but the meaning of the word is important because to decide, that means to cut off all the other opportunities. That means that you decided, and that's the path that you are taking. And that's what it's all about. So I recommend you to just forget about seasonal resolutions, despite the reason. And I recommend you to get inspired. Reflect on your life and decide. Choose what you want and just follow that path. That's how simple is that, isn't it? Or is it not? Well, I tell you, to succeed, just start small. Change one thing and make it small thing. But change it. And then grow big. Make the next change slightly bigger. Introduce two changes at the same time. But what's very important in here, it always has to be a change. Don't add things because you are busy already. So don't add new things, just replace the old one that doesn't serve you anymore with the new one. Take away from what you are doing and it's not effective and not needed. And in that place, put something that it's effective and it's needed. You see, we all have the same amount of time. We have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. That's the same for every single one of us. We need to sleep, we need to do some other things that are compulsory for our survival. So our time is in a way limited. And it's not about doing more because you're not going to stretch time. It's about replacing what you are doing already with something that you benefit from more. It's all about decision. What do you decide? What do you want to change? How do you want to change it? And I tell you one more thing. As I work on transitions, on changes, whether it's life or business, or whether it's changing completely the mindset because you're overcoming depression, it's still change, it's still transition, it's still transformation. Make sure that you have a plan. Make sure that you have someone, well, that you reply to, that you reflected to. Someone who can tell you you're doing great, you're on the right path. Someone who can also tell you, well, what about if you did this instead? Because that's a teamwork, and that's a good team, because that's the team that it's set for progress. So, well, let's get back to the season. Because of the season of change, I wish you to make every single change a progress, because life is changing all the time. Progress is something that we work on. See you soon.